Hello guys and welcome. In today's video, we are going to look at how to add an extra domain controller to a domain. In my previous video, linked in the top right corner of this video and linked in the description, we built an Active Directory lab in VirtualBox. This included one domain controller and 2 client machines. Please check that video out if you have not already. So the one change made since I created that last video was adding the user Joe Blogs to the domain. So Joe Blogs just inherited the administrator membership, so he'll be a domain admin. So to add the second domain controller to the domain, so if we just quickly look in here, we've just got the one domain controller here. So what I have done is just created a new Windows 2025 server. So again, if you've not seen my previous video, please do, because it will go through how to build these servers as well. So from here, what we want to do is just confirm that the network settings are set up correctly. So when we originally built the domain, what we did was we created a NAT network. So I'm just going to flick that over now and then select OK. So now what we need to do is just make some network changes on the server. So in Server Manager, if we go to Local Server, and then where we've got Ethernet here, if we just select this option here, and then if we double click on Ethernet and then go to Properties, and then if we select IPv4 here, what we are going to do here is put the IP address in for the first domain controller. So if I flick back to the domain controller that we created in the last video and just grab its IP address. Okay, so it's 10.0.2.15. So if I just enter that there and select OK, OK, and then close, and we'll just close this down for now. And then next, what we want to do is join this server to the domain. So what we can do is, again, inside Server Manager under Local Server, select the computer name and then select Change here. What we want to do is just rename this. So I'm going to call this server DC02, and then I'm going to type in the domain name here. So here, what we need to do is just type in the credentials for the administrator account. But as I mentioned at the start of the video, I created the user Joe Blogs. I set up that account by copying the administrator account and just renaming it. So what I'm going to do is use that account there. So the username was blogsj, and I'm going to type in the password. And when successful, you'll get this message pop up here. And then what we will need to do is reboot the server. So if we log back into it, and I just want to make a note that we've just got to be careful of this administrator account here, because when you initially create the server, you create the local administrator account. So you just got to be careful that you do not sign into that. So what we can do just to get around that is go to other user, and then what we could do. So I'll show you as an example of what I'm talking about. If we was to type in administrator, you'll see that this sign in to will change. So if I type that, you'd see that it's going to sign into it locally rather than using the domain account. So what we could do is specify the domain first and then type in the password. And then once Server Manager has loaded up, what we can do is then install the Active Directory domain services. So if we go to Manage, Add Roles and Features, select Next on them first 2 pages, and then we'll select Next again here. What we want to do on server roles is to select Active Directory domain services, and then we'll just go Add Features. Then we'll go Next, 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 and then Install, and then we'll let that install. So once installed, we've got the option here to promote this server to a domain controller, or if you close this box here, what we can do is just go to this flag and then select it there. So for the configuration, if you've joined the server to the domain correctly, you'll get the domain populated here. So if I just flick back to the first domain controller, DC01, we should see in here, yes. So because we joined DC02 to the domain, it's in the computers OU here. So if we flick back to DC02, find it very annoying how VirtualBox makes you have to click that twice. Anyways, yeah, make sure that the domain name here is populated. That's by making sure that you've got this option selected here, add a domain controller to an existing domain. So if we go next, okay, if we just add a password for the DSRM, so it's just the recovery for the domain controller if there was to be issues and you needed to restore. So enter a password. Okay, we'll just select next, and then on additional options here, we've got the ability to set up the replication between the domain controllers. So what we are going to do in this, we're going to select DC01 to replicate from there. Then we are going to select next, 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 and then we are just going to let this install. So once Active Directory domain services is installed, the server will want to reboot. To be honest with you, I didn't even click anything there. So we'll just let it boot up. So if we just log back into the domain controller, and then if we go to Active Directory users and computers, we can now see that DC02 has moved from the computers OU to the domain controllers OU. So now what we just want to quickly do is verify the network configuration for both domain controllers. So if we just jump back into the IPv4 settings, so what we want to make sure here is we are pointing to DC01 from DC02 here, and then the sort of the secondary or the alternate DNS server is its loopback address. So if we just go to DC01 and make our way to the network settings, so what we want to do is just point this to DC02. So what we could do is flick back to DC02, get its IP address, which is 10.0.2.9. And then what we want to do is just put the loopback address in. And we'll just confirm that. So from here, what we can do is just check the replication for the domain controllers. So what we can do is just get a summary. And we can see there that the replication is working with no errors. So this is it for today's video. It was just a quick one on how to add a secondary domain controller to a domain. In the next video, we'll take a look at how to decommission a domain controller. So we'll go through that process to correctly remove a domain controller off a domain. And like I said at the start of the video, if you have not watched the first video on how to set up this Active Directory lab, please go away and watch that video. Thank you.